Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be telling you exactly why Canadian study permit applications are rejected. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you three major reasons, and after that I'm going to be telling you some bonus tips and tricks. So without further ado, let's begin. The first tip over here is insufficient funds. Most Canadian study visa applications get rejected, and this is usually because of insufficient funds only. Remember, if you're going through the SDS pathway, you are probably not going to face a lot of issues because you already pay 1 year's tuition, and after that you also show some GIC amount, and in general that's mostly enough and you don't really need to go ahead and prove more finances. But in case you're going for a non-SDS pathway, non-SDS stream, remember, you should try to show, I'm not saying you have to show, try to show as much tuition expenses as you can. You can maybe go for aim high, really aim for at least 1 year's tuition, okay, just like the SDS pathway. And then after that, if you can show that amount, you want to show extra $10,000 to $12,000 depending on where you're going. If you're going to Quebec, you want to show 12,000. If you're going to some other place, normally you can show $10,000 per annum. That's the amount of living expenses you will incur, and you need to be able to show the government that yes, I'll be able to afford it, I'll be able to take care of myself, my sustaining in the country, that won't be an issue financially for the very least. So that's the number one reason people get rejected in their Canadian study permit applications, and you, my friend, will take care of it now, I believe. Great. So let's move on to the next reason over here, and that is lack of ties to your home country. Now you might say, hey look, we think that Canada actually wants immigrants. We know that Canada is very, very interested in having us over there. Canada wants more taxpayer, more skilled labor, and they're trying to grow. So why does it even matter? Why do we want to show the IRCC? Why do we want to show IRCC that look, we are going to come back to our own country? Now, it's a fix actually. It's strange, but again, the rules are the rules. It's basically like that. You have to know that the Canadian study permit is not really kind of a visa which basically people take up to go ahead and settle down in Canada. It is an indirect route, but it's not a direct route. You can't really tell them that, look, I am going to go ahead, complete my degree, and settle down in Canada. If you're doing that, you are harming yourself, my friend. You're lowering your chances of getting that study permit. So in your SOP, make sure that you don't go ahead and tell them that look, I'm going to be settling down in Canada as soon as I complete my degree because I know that you guys want more immigrants. No, that's not the way to go. Even though you may want to settle down, it's okay, we understand that, but go ahead and tell them that you would probably be thinking about coming back to your own country for so and so reasons, and your sole goal from this program is that you just want to gain an international atmosphere. You want to know about Canada, and you want to learn more about how studies work internationally, how people study internationally, something like that. That works well. Of course, there can be a million other reasons. I'm just giving you one example over here. Just don't tell them that you're going to be settling down in Canada after studying over there. Great. Point number 3 over here is inadequate academic performance. Now, what am I talking about over here? Is it your grades? Do you need to have a significantly high GPA to get the visa? Not necessarily. It's not always like that. But in general, if your IELTS score is very, very low, or your TOEFL score, whatever test you took, if your IELTS score is very, very low, what that says about you is that you may not be able to sustain in Canada. You may not be able to understand the language. You may not be able to communicate. You may not be able to understand or comprehend what's going on in the class, right? And that is a big part of your education overseas. That's a big part of your student life in Canada, right? So in general, if you have an IELTS band below 6, it's probably not a good thing, and I would advise you to retake the IELTS in most cases, right? So again, same thing goes for the TOEFL. If you have something below 80, 85, that says a lot about whether you'll be able to communicate in Canada, whether you'll be able to sustain your education in Canada, whether you'll be able to stay over there in a sound manner. Okay, so that's important, and the IRCC officers who will be reviewing your case, they will be taking care of this. They will be taking it into consideration. Finally, there's some bonus tips and tricks for you guys. There are other reasons why your visa might get rejected. For instance, health. Your health is not good enough. You may not be able to sustain over there all alone. So things like that. There's the question of the university you're going to, its reputation. Is it one of the bottommost universities? Is it even a DLI, etc., etc.? All of those things matter. And finally, things like your LOA. If your letter of acceptance is conditional, you haven't fulfilled some conditions, or if the letter of acceptance seems to be illegitimate, something like that happens, you will get a rejection in that case. You may be asked to present more evidence, but in general you will just get a rejection. So keep all of that in mind, guys. Make sure that your Canadian visa is not rejected, and this was all in favor of that. Let me actually tell you, if you want to know more about universities in Canada, you can actually go on to vimgrad.com. Over here under the university section, you can search for Canada right over here, and you'll find all the reputed universities, reputed DLIs that you can go on to without facing any issues with your visa process. If a university is present on this page, you can generally be 100% sure that the rejection at least won't come because of the university's reputation or the LOA. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care for now.